You heard that? Alright. They heard that. Here we go. It is now 2:25 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, November 16th, 2018. My name is Chad Xavier Harris, and I am 28 years old. I was born on December 29th, 1989 in Miami, Florida. I am a Capricorn. My birthday is coming up. I am turning 29. I am entering into the last year of my 20s. My wandering 20s are almost up. The 10-year period in which I was allowed to wander the earth to discover, to unearth exactly what I wanted to do and to begin to comprehend the dearth of that, you know, knowledge in that category, right? So from Miami, sadly, you know, the whole, you know, like the whole single mom, household thing, I was a part of that. So I used to watch movies with my dad, and that's what we would do, um, like during the first 7 years of my life and stuff. So when my parents divorced after I was 7, that severely cut into the movie watching that I was able to do with my father. So I guess by the age of alright. So also though, at 7, that's when I have began to show an ability to write rhymes and write well and speak on stage or recite a poem that someone else wrote on stage, and so those events went hand in hand. And then by 7, and of course my mother always encouraged the gift. It was because my mother encouraged it that it was allowed to grow to even, like for me to be here today with the ability at the level that it's at now. So, like, you know, just God bless my mother, for that. Like, she's the single most, like, human being responsible, just my mom as far as all the compassion she gave me while I was, following the heart. And she always encouraged it. So when she bought a camera when I had graduated like 5th grade, I was able to use it, and I was able to film like the last few days of 5th grade, and then by the time I was 12, I ended up shooting a short film, and this was around the time that she would take me to this library in downtown Miami where they would hold a free class on filmmaking for like teens, and I would go with my cousin Coley Wallace, Tyrone, and just taking notes. And at that time, of course, I was 12, so I was just absolutely too shy, of course, to actually make a film and show it. So I don't know if I was still going to the class when I made the film, but I knew I wasn't gonna like show the film. But that's what bit me in the butt because the film got deleted, so I can never see it again and stuff. But I was 12. I didn't have editing software. I shot every film in order, shot every scene in order. Had one outtake in the middle. So by 21, I was an adult. Like at 18, when I graduated high school, I had already had a job. When I started senior year, I already had a job. So it was Ingalls 469 on Salem Road in Conyers. So, like by the time I graduated high school, I just stayed in the workforce because I knew I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I had to figure that out. So by halfway through my, year 20, that's when I like had it for a fact. Like, yes, I'm gonna just rely on the writing, directing, the writing skills, and just everything, the entertainer, the performer, the intellectual property thing, the residual income, you know, and I was like studying a lot of business stuff as well, passive income, because after a few years you start to realize that the dream has to be financed. Like your fantasy can truly become reality. You just have to take tangible steps towards the fantasy inside of your reality. You have to consume your reality with pursuing your fantasy, and then your fantasy will come true because you're actually pursuing your fantasy inside of real life. You can live in your fantasy. Your fantasy can really be your real life. It really will be. You just must first consume your reality with tasks that get you to your fantasy. So whatever you have to do to get you to your fantasy, you must consume your reality with that. And therefore your fantasy must become your reality. Then it's just going to be so weird for everybody who thought you were weird. Because your fantasy is now your reality. Because you consumed your reality with attaining your fantasy. And that in itself wasn't truly, indeed, was truly, indeed, fantastical. So, so anyway, by 21, I had a camera, trap film, started QBTV, 6 months. Then I branched off, did See Xavier Films on YouTube. That's SEEXAVIER Films, all one word, See Xavier Films. Then there's a 24-hour video diary on YouTube called Chizzy Kennedy, spelled CHIZZI Kennedy, whether it's one word or two, I'm not sure. Please try both. Thank you. Then I have a blog that's DXCExperience.blogspot.com. It's the David Crichton Experience, David S. Crichton Experience, DXC Experience, forward experience spelled out, DXC Experience.blogspot.com, and that's the blog I have up. And then if you go to yourlisten.com, you have to type in, like, if you type in a name, it might not come up, so you have to type in like the White Rabbit Manifesto, and then that will pop up one account. I have on Your Listen, I have two. And then if you type in if you type in the Fatalist, or type in the Fatalist Heart, the Fatalist Memory, the Fatalist, like the Fatalist, and the Fatalist Heart, the Fatalist Memory, and maybe the Fatalist Dream. That's the name of the second one. And then that should pop up the other account. It's weird. I don't think you could just type in my name, or even the tags, or maybe the tags, so just the title. So, like, and then I just started an account on AudioMac. Yeah, like if you know about AudioMac, I have an account on there. And even if you go to DatPiff, you type in David Crichton or David S. Crichton, it'll pop up. And then if you go to Lulu.com, you type in David S. Crichton. Those would be the books that I publish stuff to sell if you want to buy them and stuff. I just had them up there just really to just make sure they're accessible and the store and stuff is ready for when I'm not live anymore. But I'm not like tripping on a lot of this stuff. If you start to actually, if you start to actually click those links and check it out, then you'll get the full backstory, and you'll be able to see the footage that I shot when I was 21 and just started off. You can see KBTV, you can see the beginning videos and like the entire progress. And I have two external hard drives. Hold on. I have two external hard drives. That's one of them right there. It has 2,000 gigabytes on it, and it has about 700 gigabytes left. And so it's going to be gone soon, especially with me, moving the camera again, so consuming footage again. So, basically, if you go to all that stuff, you go to Lulu.com and you buy the book that says CFK, then you'll really get like this whole video, like, because it's from years ago as far as the content, like when I wrote it, but it was the beginning of the plan in which I am pursuing right now. And it's like this. Okay, God gave me the gift of like these talents, right, these skills, and the ambition to really turn these talents into skill, really develop them and craft them. And just because it's almost 10 minutes in, just in case, yes, that's the remote control, that's the drone, 1080p drone, it's awesome, it's 1080p, It's a 1080p drone. Where does it say that? It says it somewhere. It says 1080p. Oh yeah, that's the record. You see the red lights on. I'm actually recording the audio for this right now. So that's gonna be its own separate file. You can hear it on audio back if you go in there and you get my profile. But the battery's gonna go soon, so I have to. Yeah, it says it right there, but it's just yeah, it says 1080p right there. But anyway, sorry. So God gave me the talent for like the writing and the recording and the filming and the editing and all of that stuff, right? So at the end of the day, I just want to pay God back for that, and not only did He give me time for that, but like thank God, He gave me more talents, and another one is just like just investing money, right? So um, with that, when that, like I said at the beginning, the dream is meant to be financed. So with that said, the fact that he's given me the creativity to create 5,000 gigabytes of raw footage, or 100 publications, or 2,800, 2,900 audio files, right, and more, then I have enough creativity to provide for myself financially without having to take it from art. So I would rather like invest money and use the return on investments to invest in my art. And that way I'm putting money into my art instead of looking for money to come out of my art. And then the money that does come out of my art, I can afford to just give that away. And when you buy my books on Lulu or check them out on the blogs, you'll see right before some of the books start, it would say like, oh, UCA, Stretcher, or royalties this or something. And that's basically my declaration of saying the royalties for this book are going to go to just helping people, helping kids, and just really just making a difference. Like CFK is the book you want to get because it will explain the whole political entertainer thing. Like once you grasp the whole political entertainer concept, there's a concept I'm introducing called the political entertainer, the presidential entertainer, like the entertainer that carries himself as a president, because it's like the entertainer is the new president. The entertainer is the new politician. Like that's why they're silenced. That's why they're controlled. That's why they're created. That's why they're manipulated. That's why they're broadcasted. That's why they're distributed. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do that 100,000 times, but battery's dying. So let's get to the point, right? So invest the money. Um, I, oh my goodness. Basically, I started investing in the forex market, foreign exchange market, the New Zealand dollar versus the U.S. dollar, the Japanese yen, the Great British Pound, the euro, the yes, yeah, the euro, the Great British Pound, like the Turkish lira, you know, the Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, like just oh my goodness, the franc, the just there's a huge list on there, and I plan on just trading them all. But I have a few that I like that I'm just using right now, and it depending on how much money I have in the account, that really, if I have enough, then I'll do Canadian and versus Australian and stuff like that. But for now I'm doing New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar. So basically, it's like this. I'm trading. I started in June, and like really the only issue I was having, like it wasn't a strategy. It wasn't what I was thinking was gonna happen was wrong. Like I was following my heart, and following my heart always leads me right, and it was leading me right. It was just a discipline thing. I was like over leveraging because I didn't have enough in the account. And I was setting up full equations like they would have went right. Like it just would have been like crazy. So like and stuff. I had an equation set up, but the account didn't have enough to really like balance out the equation. So now when I trade, I just have to really just put a few trades in and just really just sit on it for the whole week and stuff. I pretty much just trade on the week. I get in on Friday or Sunday right before it's gonna like switch over, or just start to like sell in the opposite direction before it closes or opens up. And then when it does that, it's gonna like do its thing for the whole week and continue in the direction it was going, or reverse, and the whole carry over, you know, like strategy. So the whole swing trading thing. So basically, it's like this. life is not short but unexpected, and it's predestined, and and you have a certain amount of time. It's not short, but you have your own individual certain specified amount of time. So basically, with my specified amount of time that I'm here, I want to make as much of an impact as I can while still, remaining free and alive and safe and healthy. And have people like not looking for me, trying to kill me because I'm like doing really great things, and it's up in the caliber and it's like spiritual warfare that we're all engaged in, whether we know it or not, right? So anyway, with that said, um, uh, in June, it's weird, when I first started trading Forex, the backstory for all that is way deeper. So if you just go into my art, you'll start to see all the stuff you'll see the thoughts as I was making them, as they were coming to me, as they were being sent, as I was writing them down. There are translations of thought, so you'll see, okay, this is when he was thinking about this, and this is when it turned into this, and this is when it was like, holy crap. So it's like, okay, in June I started trading Forex. It just so happened like I was trading Ripple SRP, and it was going up, and then like as soon as SSS Tentacion died, it crashed, and Ripple never came back up since that. But it did come up after Matt Miller died, and it was just weird. I'm like, why is it that when these celebrities are dying, the freaking stuff is like doing weird stuff? It's weird, and I didn't even know about S before like I was trading Ripple, and before he died or nothing. So I found out all about it. I was like, what in the world is going on? I was like, he just died. That's weird, because Ripple just crashed. That's odd. And then Matt Miller dies, and then it comes back up like halfway. I'm like, okay, that's even odder. So what's up? like how does this work? Like, what's going on? But anyway, you know, um, he had he really started something like with the whole helping hand challenge. So it's like this is like my version of continuing that, like on a level of like he's not here to head it off anymore. So somebody has to, because he had the money to do great things with it. So now somebody has to step up and make great money and do great things with the money now, because that's why he's gone. Because he was on his way to like the $20 million mark really quickly. So he would have been on the way to the $50 million mark and the $100 million mark. And the way he was going, he gave him $100 million. He was really gonna do great things like for a lot of people. So like it was just gonna be like evident, like it was gonna be on like Michael Jackson type thing, as far as like when you are the greatest artist, like as far as selling and having all the merchandise being sold and your albums and stuff, you can afford to do benefit tours and all types of stuff, and really give the money from your tours away, because you have that much to you're so successful, you can't even fully keep all the money that you're making. So that's basically what I'm saying. What this Kickstarter is, you give whatever you want, right? And I would take 10% of whatever you give, and I'm going to throw that in an account for myself, and I'm going to trade Forex for that for myself, and the profit, right? And then 10%, and then the 90% that I have left, I'm going to put that in an account and trade that, and then 10% of the profits of that I'll keep for myself, so that's a total of like 20%, right? And then now that's 80% of like just everything basically is going to go back into like the entire plan that I started. Like, okay, buy CFK, or look for it on the blog, and just check it out. Like, it'll really explain the plan in full detail. This is a video, I can't really go into full detail, but it's called the UCA, the United Citizens of America. It's really like a political infrastructure. It's like, I hate to explain it, like it just puts such a weird stigma on me, but whatever. It's like the UCA, the the whole the whole political entertainer, the whole helping hand challenge thing, like they all connect. So like I've had this plan for years called the UCA on what I was going to pursue in my life. Like, it's getting older and getting into politics and social activism and just making a difference, and just using your artistic gifts to really spread the message. And not only that, but to use the profits from your artistic gifts and your creations, intellectual property, to actually benefit the world. Now to speed that up, because I haven't been discovered yet, and nobody has like signed me to publish my books or this and that, blah 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 blah. I've been hiding out, so very undiscovered. So it's like, what I'm gonna do now? So okay, invest your money, and then you put your money into your projects, and now you're an independent artist, just doing your projects when you want to, and then you could use the profits from your projects to help. Now what can I do to expedite the process of helping other people and like getting myself together? That's why I take the 20%. So I have myself together. Now I can like full time do all the stuff that I want to do and just help and go to school. I really just want to go to school and learn. I've been working in the manual. Labor, economic slavery, general workforce thing, you know, since senior year in high school. So, I'm ready to retire. So, I wanted to take the money and invest it and use the profits to just, all right, now that I'm in Syracuse, New York, the way I'm going to start this off, since we're doing a Kickstarter video on it and money might start coming in for it, the way I'm going to start everything off is just simply just giving the money away to the public institutions that are all in the city. Like, okay, all the transition homes, the boys' homes, the girls' homes, the orphanages, it's like start off with those, go there, donate money, donate stuff, just play a part, and then get to the point to where I could pay the rent there, find out how much the rent is there, and just pay the rent there. And then when it gets to the point that I could at least pay the rent there, now that's one level done. Now can I pay the rent there and still get gifts there and get things that they need, just whatever they need, just go places, have them write down a list of what they need, and just help it out. And then buy food for people that need food, throw food drives, even if it's just drop the money off and dip, just go to the church, drop envelope of money off, say, do something for the community and just dip, and then come back. It's well, what are you doing for it? And then you see the flyers, and then you take it from there, and then you just that kind of thing. It don't even have to be a loan, I'm there for doing everything. Nah, I just need the money to set everything up and put people in charge, how to set up stuff like this, community organizers, right? Yeah, the battery's about to die, so I'm talking very fast because it's a Kickstarter video. I have to get everything out in one freaking video, and it's 21 minutes right now. I'm almost done. I'm just trying to make sure that you get the point here. You send money to this video. What I'm going to do, I'm going to film everything. I have this camera. I have another camera over here somewhere. I'm looking for it. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere, though. And I have this recorder. I'm going to document everything. So it's the Helping Hand Challenge. You're going to have everything filmed. Have everything documented. I'm going to document everything. That's the whole purpose. You document everything. I'm going to have everything documented. I just gave you the links for everything. Your Listen, NetPiff, Audio Mac, the YouTube channel. It's everything, so you can see the documentation. I put it to the blog, the DSC experience, everything. You see the drone. I'm going to have the drone. I just got that yesterday. I haven't even set it up yet. I'm going to set it up, see what it's looking like. How easy is it to operate, things like that. So I have to get ready to go to sleep. I have an interview in the morning. It's 2:30 in the morning, almost 3 in the morning now. So I have to wake up. I have an interview at 10, so I want to be there at 9. So I have to wake up at, 7, and I have to leave at 8, so that's just what? That's an event for 4 hours. So anyway, if you were convicted if you felt convicted to, help out, basically this is what's going down. You send money to this video, this account, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to invest that money, and the majority of the money, really 90%, I'll keep 10% of whatever you send me, and I'll invest it in myself, and put that into the account. And that can pay for my living expenses, and it can pay for then my equipment, and to build a Chad Xavier Films, brand, and the actual, incorporate everything, publish everything, copyright everything, and really set everything up. And then I could just now I have everything set up. Now I can start putting the projects out, and then the money that comes in from that, I could put that back into the helping thing. Everything is going back in the pot. Even what I'm getting and what I invest in my accounts, I'm putting that back in the pot. I'm die hard for this. When I found out about the Helping Hand, I was oh my goodness, I've been plotting on the UCF for years, since 2015. I have everything documented, everything published, uploaded. It's not a joke. I'm ready for warfare. It's crazy, a real creative warfare kind of thing. I'm about to declare creative war. I have that much art. I can declare creative war, and it's who's gonna stop me? Because I just have so much art. What one person is, so that's why I just been hiding and just been chilling, because I don't want no super duper big old target on my back. So I'm already black, just for the record, if it wasn't evident in the way in which I spoke, So anyway, like you send money to this account, and the money's gonna go to investing in forex and cryptocurrency and just investing period. And the returns on the investment, like 90% of the returns on the investment, 80% of the returns on the investment are gonna go starting off to just like the orphanages and the boys' homes and the girls' homes, the transition homes, the food drives, the missions, the different churches of the city of Syracuse, and it's going to spread out from the city of Syracuse just like a rash, just all through the different cities past Syracuse, and then you'll be in Rochester, Albany, Buffalo. Just start off in New York, and then eventually, when I get the nerve up, it'll be on some like now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there type, and I'll be probably not walking the streets of Chicago, but just setting up over the phone, just a whole bunch of it, just yeah, it'll just probably be a long time before I feel safe enough to just walk around Chicago, because there's like lots of days ago as I am. I guess I shouldn't just go in like the worst parts ever and think they're not gonna mess with a guy with a shiny jacket. So before the guy with the shiny jacket goes walking around the streets of Chicago, then it should be evident that the guy in the shiny jacket is responsible for helping out a lot of people in the city of Chicago who really needed it. Same people with the guns got the funds. I say you get the people with the guns the funds, because if you give them the funds, then they're too busy holding the money to hold the guns. They got all the time to hold the guns in their hand because they ain't got no money in their hands. You put enough money in their hands, they're going to drop the guns. I promise you. You see somebody holding a big old AK, pull out a bag of $100,000, they'll drop the AK, or possibly just put the strap on their shoulder and take the money and leave. And they're just like, okay, I'll go inside now. This is enough for me to go inside and chill. I've made enough today. I can put the gun away now. There's reason to do that now. Like I firmly believe you can replace the guns with funds. You give them funds, you give them compassion, you remind them that you remember that they're human beings. You show that, you make the evidence to them. You just show people that you know that they are human beings as well, and they will do what you want them to do because you're doing what they want you to do, and that's treat them as a human. All any human being wants to be done is to be treated as a human being. Every human being only wants to be treated as a human being. As long as you treat every human being as a human being, like they're gonna love you absolutely, like because you treat them like a human being. Just treat people like a human being, you know. So, anyway, the money that you give to this video, this account, this idea, this cause, it's really going to a great cause. It's a short video. It's 30 minutes long now, but it's still kind of short as far as what I'm explaining. But how I want to just start it off, like it's really the UCA, like it's like everything, like the political party, it's like it's gonna turn into like really presidential, political, ambitious type things. But just to start it off, since I'm actually like making a video where I might be asking people to help and send something, then it's like, well, if you sent something, what I'm gonna do with it then? So to start it off, it'll just be straight helping hand challenge, man. Just start off just like that with the cameras, and I already got the cameras set up, and like that's why I take a little money on the side so I can buy more equipment, so it's even better to have everything filmed, to have everything on some real production stuff, and really have it filmed at a really great level, and have enough cameras to film all day, do it all day. So just start off with the orphanages, like giving out money there and doing food drives and going to like one church and sponsoring some events there, and then going to another church and sponsoring more events there, and just sponsoring events, just sponsoring community events and artistic events. Like I have this idea called CRAM Academy. It's spelled CRAAM. It stands for Creative Artists of America. The CR is for creative, the first A is for artists, and the AM is for America. The Creative Artists of America, CRAM Academy, CRAM Incorporated. CRAM University is really like, it's a YMCA in the communities for creative artists. Imagine a YMCA for creative artists. CRAM Academy, CRAM University, CRAM U is basically like a YMCA for creative artists. Imagine a YMCA for creative artists. Like just grand ideas. So just start off stuff like that. Just the concept is to just introduce a really compassionate vibe in the communities by just spending money in the communities, for the communities, with the communities, like, just really spending money, like that's the best way to show compassion for another person, just to spend money, because how can you say you care and you never show it? And the best way to show it is just by spending money. It's just like, not like buying somebody a teddy bear, but like buying somebody a blanket when they're cold, or buying somebody food when they're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like that's how you really show compassion. How can you say you care and you watch this person starve? It's like, I don't want to be alive and just watch all these people suffer. Like I suffer myself, so like what's gonna stop the suffering? Suffering is why I'm here. Suffering is part of life, so it is what it is. I just have to learn how to suffer. Suffering is cool, that's cool, but I need to learn how to suffer. I shouldn't suffer improperly. So instead of just being here suffering improperly, and just watching all these other people being, properly suffered and things like that, then it's like, what am I going to do while I'm here? So I should, uh, while I'm learning how to suffer, I should help others that are suffering. So it's like you think about, like I think about what I've been through as just being a product of a single mother household. So then you think about what somebody's been through being in an orphanage. Then it's like, whoa, now it's like 10 times worse, buddy. Now it's like you've been through nothing. Like you've been through something, but not on the caliber of that. Like you just had one parent taken out. Like you can't even imagine institutionalization on that kind of level. Like the most you got is public school, like, as far as institutionalizing your brain, but that is a whole nother thing. An emotional complex will come with that, like much greater than, oh, my father wasn't there. It's like none of them were there. It's like, whoa, you can never imagine that. Like, what would you do with your film things if you never had a mom to encourage you to keep doing it when everyone else was trying to tear you down? Could you have made it then? Because you made it through, like, thank God you had your mom, you know, so, that's what it is. I'm basically just trying to write this out until this dies, to keep explaining to you what I'm trying to do. I'm going to start off with the orphanages, man. Like, I'm really just going to build it up from there, but yeah, just start off with that. And then the other day I was in the car and I found out that they were doing, it was a soup kitchen there. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can go there. Maybe you could, like, drop money there, sponsor stuff there, buy supplies there, do something there, sponsor food drives there, maybe bring more food there, maybe order certain type of foods more places, like in there and stuff, like for the people there, just like order something new, or just pay for ingredients for some other stuff, and just switch up the menu. I don't know, just do stuff, man. And like, that's really just what I want to do in my life, and it's really ridiculous. I'll admit it. It's extremely ridiculous. I have no business trying to, do things like that. It's just so inappropriate in a world like this. It's just so not done. It's just not done. I'm just so not done. So, you know, for the record, you know, I won't say that, but you go to Lulu.com, you can definitely buy CFK. And you buy CFK, you understand what I'm trying to say, exactly what I'm trying to say. Sorry. CFK is 412 pages. The Phone Girl is 212 pages. Phone Girl is the first book I was able to write. I was 25 years old when I wrote it. It was written under the pen name David Crichton. It's not Chad Harris, who is recording this video. Chad Xavier Harris is actually David S. Crichton. Crichton. Named after Michael Crichton, my favorite novelist from when I was in middle school. I was reading Michael Crichton novels through 6th to 8th grade. Yeah, that's probably why my last high score was like, I don't even know anymore. It was up there. It was like, I was like 3 to 4. I was a 6th grade reader on 9th grade level. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, just straight nerd. 6th grader reading like a 9th grader who liked to read. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was cool. And I wasn't even using that intelligence for good. I was just a jackass. I was such an asshole. Just as a middle schooler, it's just such a little, my goodness. Just, man. So you look back and you're like, what a stupid kid. Just, man, you thought you were funny, huh, buddy? Like, man, look what you did to me, like that. So now I'm a lot older, 28, first decade as an adult, God. So that was a whole nother ballgame. So now it's cool. I got those stupid years out of the way, whatever. Middle school, what could you expect? How much control did I have? Whatever. So now, okay, I have all the control. So what's up? And this is it. Helping Hand Challenge. You send money. Gonna throw that into what? Throw it into. Start off with just orphanages, and then from there it's just gonna go because the money you send and that's the thing. Most likely you can comment, and I gave you all the YouTubes and all the stuff. Talk to me. Tell me what you want me to do with the money. Hit me up on the the freaking blog, and all the comments, all the sites I just gave you, the YouTube, the C. Xavier Films, the Chizzy Kennedy, the Kiwi TV, the blog, the D@C Experience.blogspot.com, the Audio Mac, the Your Listen, the White Rabbit Manifesto on Your Listen, or the Fatalist Memory, the Fatalist Heart, the Fatalist Dream on Your Listen, or Audio Mac, you know, type in, those, and you can tell me, you can say, you can give ideas. Like, it's none of this, nothing with me is ever like, oh, it's only gonna be that way. Like, it's only gonna be right. Like, it's only gonna be the right way. Like, that's the only time I get stubborn. Like, I'm only gonna do like the right thing. Like, I'm only gonna do what's best for my soul. Like, I'm only gonna do what's best for like the person I'm doing it to as well. Like, I'm not gonna do something bad to somebody that's not like, I'm not gonna do something to somebody that's not good. Like, that's not in their favor. Like, why am I taking advantage of them? Why am I, doing something to them that's not gonna help them on purpose? Like, no, like, that's not a good mark on my resume. That's not good for my reputation. That's not good for anything. That's not good for the energy. That's not good for my comment. It's just not good, period. It's not good for the majority of things. It's just really just not good, period, at all. Like, it's really just so not good. It's leaning so much more on the not good side than anything else ever before. Like, straight up. And let's just be clear about that. Like I really feel like it's up to the 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 wealthiest person. It's up to the wealthiest person with the most morals, because the wealthiest person doesn't always have the most morals. So it's going to come down to the wealthiest person, the person with the most resources, whether they have access to the money themselves or they can get access to it. Like, the wealthiest person with the wealthiest morals, with the healthiest morals, with the most outstanding morals is going to really, like, that's what it boils down to. It's the individual with the most money, most resources, who also cares the most. It's a two-part equation. You must, one, actually have the funds to help as many people as someone who really cares about helping many people would want to help, because you have those who really care and would love to do this, what I'm talking about, or greater, that they might not have the funds to do it, and that's not their fault, you know. But the ones that have the funds to do it and don't care, it's definitely their fault. They have the funds to do it, but they inside they just, it's like they have what it takes to have the get the freaking money, but they don't have what it takes to actually use that to help. Like, it's such a selfish thing, like, to amass, like, there's only a certain amount of money. Like, there's a reason why I'm only asking for 10% of what you send me, and then 10% of what I make for like all these, like, the different, funds we throw the money into, the different causes. Like, I'm only gonna take the 20%. Like, there's a reason, because with this forex thing, you can really triple your money and multiply your money by 5, by 10, and even 20 and 50 when it comes to, like, crypto and all kinds of things. So it's like, there's super money in this, and that's why I want to just help and just, like, be able to take this money and duck off somewhere, be safe, and just make this money within the privacy of the home or wherever, and then send all the money out and just help, and just really, like, just like, and then I have all these cameras to film everything, and these recorders, and record the audio conversations and stuff, and stuff. I'll be able to record the audio conversations and everything. And so I'm gonna get ready to stop this. It's almost 45 minutes long. I don't even know how long Kickstarter will let me upload the video for, but basically, you definitely have an input. It's your money, so you definitely say, hey, just, like, give me an idea, because this in itself, me doing a Kickstarter video, is actually new. I've done a Kickstarter video on my channel before, but it was like just like being retarded, But as far as, like, actually doing a Kickstarter video for me, and like something that was like, yeah, like, that one wasn't for me at all, But this one was like, you know, kind of for me, like, actually, yeah, because I'd be like getting the money and having to do stuff with the money, but what I'm doing with the money is, like, not keeping it all. Like, that's the thing about it. I actually would get a thrill off of giving 90% of all that money. Like, you give $1,000 and, like, whatever, $50,000, $100,000, like, whatever, like, and I end up, like, flipping that to, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or, like, millions, right? and then I give the majority of that away to like sponsoring boys' homes and girls' homes and transition homes and orphanages and this and that. Like, I'll just be straight up just smacking the devil in the face, just straight up smacking demons, just like real talk, like just God smacking demons, just smacking them, just a demon just getting smacked by just acts of God, just God, just willing things like that to happen, and and by God allowing things like that to happen, and just be able to smack demons, and just because like they're always trying to smack you and always trying to make you feel bad. Somehow it's not to make the demons feel bad, but just showing that there's just waves of positivity that could just flow, and it's ripples of hope, and that's all it's about. It's just ripples of hope, ripples and ripples and ripples of hope. I'm just gonna send out massive ripples of hope. I'm gonna send so many ripples of hope that I hate to say it like that, but like there's no way I'm gonna walk around thinking that I'm gonna go around sending massive ripples of hope, and they're not gonna target me and try to take me out of there really fast. So it is what it is. I just be honest about it from the start and just say, yeah, you know it. You listen to me talk for 40 minutes, you know I'm a dead man walking. Why I say let's get it on and pop it. Let's just hurry up and finish it. If they want to take me out, they can do it. But maybe I'll feel less bad about my life if I just get out there and just freaking, be a target. Maybe at least I know I'm pursuing my destiny because I was a target. Robert F. Kennedy was a target. John F. Kennedy was a target. MLK was a target. Malcolm X was a target. The Black Panthers were a target. Tupac Amaru Shakur was a target. Maybe there's nothing wrong with being a target. Maybe being a target in itself just means it has several implications and ramifications. Maybe being a target implies that I was actively doing something. Whether they condoned it or not, it doesn't matter. It was a matter of history and perspective. So with that said, it's 41 minutes. We're going to ride this out for maybe another 4 minutes, 45 minutes. Boom. Knock this out. How do you like my drone? You like my drone? You like my drone? Hey, I have a drone now. Chat films. I got a drone. It's 1080p. I got a drone. 18 minutes of flight time. 18 minutes of flight time. I got 18 minutes of flight time. I got 18 minutes of flight time. 18 minutes of flight time. Yeah. 18 minutes of flight time. Yeah. I got a drone, mama. Got a drone. Yeah. Got it going on. Got a drone. I got it going on. Alright. The camera's battery's red now. It's gonna die soon, okay? You happy? So, yes, please, if you take this serious and you're gonna give it a shot, whatever you send me, 10% I'll keep and I'll invest that. And of course, reinvest that and keep giving. I'm gonna throw money in that pot to just pay my bills, get the stuff I need, and throw the extra money in the pot. Just keep investing. Everything's all investing. Like that's all I do anyway. Like I don't really buy stuff. Like I like fancy clothes and stuff like that, but like not like that much. It's only a certain amount, just enough to wear. That's it. And so I'm not just consuming stuff, like just buying stuff. So like this is what I want to do, just buying equipment, and I have to invest in my art, my books. I have all these publications, I have all this stuff. I have to invest money, and I have to copyright this stuff, $30 a piece, and this and that. In itself, the ambition I have is created a vast array of catalogs and portfolios that I have to publish and pay for and copyright it and package and all kinds of things, invest in. So by you doing this will supercharge everything. I can start all that.